I got out. I got out of my tent and I'm just wearing my socks. I'm looking around, and everyone's staring in a certain direction. So I'm looking over in that direction, and I'm looking at what they're looking at, and the whole of Pulmori, opposite Everest, the whole of the mountainside is just coming down towards us. I mean, the most enormous avalanche you have ever seen. And the sky was just full of cloud. It was like everything was just a complete whiteout. It was incredible. It was all coming towards us at a huge speed. And I thought, I'm going to die. This is it. I'm going to die. And it was either run or it was get back in the tent. The last minute, I dived back in the tent and I got buried alive in the tent.
How long were you buried alive before someone?
Oh, not very long at all, because I could get a. I mean, what happened is the tent was obviously open, and all the snow came down, and it built up around the tent, and it all came in the tent as well. It destroyed in our camp. It destroyed the communications tent completely. Destroyed the gents' toilets. Destroyed the team leader's tent. Luckily, he was away at the time in Kathmandu. Completely destroyed them, and the toilet tent. It picked up the metal rods in the tent, threw them through the air, and we found them stuck through our meeting tent, through the canvas of the meeting tent, like spears. They were just stuck in the side of it. So you can imagine the force with which it ripped that tent up, and through the and through the steel rods through the air. And yeah, I could get myself out of it. I could lift myself up and dig myself out. So I was buried for a matter of minutes. But it was the most terrifying thing was not knowing. If you saw the skies fill full of snow now in front of you, what are you going to do?
You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere.
No, you sort of like, what am I going to do? I'm about to die. What am I going to do? It's like, oh, this isn't good. And I remember thinking afterwards, it seemed like an awfully long time that the snow was coming towards us. It was like slow motion. The brain goes into overdrive, adrenaline just in the brain. It was like, whoa, everything goes in slow motion. And I could see all the snow coming. And it seemed to me like it was quite a long time before I then dived into the tent. Then it was like, everything speeded up again, huge noise as all the ice and rocks and snow flew over us. And but it's very funny. It's slow motion, and I watched somebody was actually had a GoPro going, and I watched the GoPro of it coming in towards our camp, and it was seconds. It was a few seconds before it overwhelmed us, but it felt like a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say, even those seconds, if things like that seems to be like time slows down for everyone or
Yeah,
something.
and it was like sort of everything sort of slows down, and it was like I think the adrenaline in the brain. So it was quite shocking. And then I got up, and the funny thing is, the first thing I did, I looked for my phone and my laptop, and they were buried in the snow as well. Isn't that weird? The first thing I looked for, I'm sort of like, yeah, I'm okay, right? Oh, crikey, everything's covered in snow, and I'm digging down and trying to find my phone and my laptop. I mean, that's just weird, isn't it?
So once you're buried alive in snow, you
Hmm.
get out after a few minutes. What was the scene like? Was it like a triage, like A&E? Was it terrible? Like what was it like?
Well, I sort of got out the tent. I remember I just sort of I got all the snow off my bags, and then for the next few minutes, I was sort of shoveling snow out of the tent and getting everything clear. And luckily, the laptop had been buried in it, but only for a brief period. So I was putting everything back in the bag, zipping it all up, getting everything dry, and then I put my shoes on. I got no shoes. I put my shoes on, went outside, and it was sort of like, what's just, it wasn't. I wasn't thinking, what does the scene look like? I was thinking, what the hell just happened? What on earth? I thought, is this the end of the world? Is this a nuclear war that's just started? And
Yeah.
what the hell was going on? I had absolutely no idea. None of us knew what was going on. We just knew that this thing had come towards us. This huge cloud of ice and snow. And we didn't know what it was. It could have been an explosion for all I knew.